In the middle of next month, there will be an important financial meeting between the leaders of Take-Two, the parent company of Rockstar. And in that context, in that meeting, they will surely reveal very interesting data about GTA 6. That is the main topic of today related to GTA 6. And I spoil it for you and tell you in advance, so you know it's a short topic, actually. It's not that I'm here to tell you today the date and price of GTA 6, far from it. We have to be honest with the audience, because then the audience gets angry and tells you, are you clickbaiting? I'm doing it, but I'm also informing you that I'm doing it. In today's video, we'll discuss GTA 6 and other new video game releases. Let's see what's there to try, because there's a lot to play this weekend: Star Wars, Ubisoft, and much more. Because we had a pretty busy week. In today's video, I'll summarize the most interesting news from the last few days. Get comfortable, because without further ado, shall we get started? Do whatever you want. What you're seeing on screen right now, it's the first and only trailer so far for Everwind. This title was presented this week with this spectacular trailer where they show us a kind of Minecraft on steroids. Because essentially, Everwind is that, a survival and crafting video game with that cubic style of Minecraft, but with more detail and a brutal graphic section. For now, more than a game, Everwind is a project because they are finishing developing it and they are financing it through Kickstarter. So we don't know exactly when it's going to be ready. But it caught my attention because it looks beautiful, so I'm going to follow it closely. When I have more information, I will let you know. After the service increase a few days ago, it increased the service again, but this time it did so in another region, in this case the region of Canada. It has just seen its second increase in PlayStation Plus in the last 12 months. I'm not stupid. I know very well that none of you are Canadian and you don't give a damn about what I'm telling you. If the Plus goes up in Canada, what bothers you? It's curious, because the Plus is going up a lot and very often in many regions of the world. At first it was Europe. We said, okay, in Europe they are always screwing us. Then America, then Latin America, then Asia, then Canada, then from Canada again. And it's like, why isn't the service profitable? Maybe that's what we should be asking ourselves. Regarding Nintendo Switch 2, I have some interesting things to comment on, starting with the size of the console, because yes, size does matter. PC Gamer Media published this image that makes it very clear the size of the new Switch compared to the Steam Deck that we already know. And we also have this interesting size comparison between the smallest Switch, which is the Lite, and the Switch 2, which is the newest, and how has the size evolved over time. Could it be said that the Switch 2 is the only thing that grows with time? Everything else goes backwards. Everything else, it shrinks. Is there something you want to tell us? I was referring to the volume of hair. Also, the media IGN published this little video where they hold it from above to the Nintendo Switch and they show you how the magnets of the Joy-Con resist. Although the IGN journalist didn't put much effort into it, I would have shaken it a bit more. It sounds bad, but at least the magnets hold up. You can see it, right? Pretty good. We'll need to test it once it's on the channel. Finally, Zero Company was introduced with a gameplay trailer, the new strategic tactical Star Wars video game from Electronic Arts. We have very little gameplay and a date for 2026, so we're not going to talk in depth about this. When I know more things, I'll tell you more things. Maul Shadow Lord was announced, the animated series of Darth Maul that is going to be launched on Disney Plus next year. Nobody asked for it, but there it is. And a lot of Star Wars stuff was announced these last 2 days because the Star Wars celebration took place in Japan, and about movies, series, and so on. About 40 projects were announced. So, if you're really interested in the Star Wars world, I would recommend you look for the full coverage of this event. There's a lot to discuss, which I won't do here since we're not a Star Wars channel. Another thing that I do believe concerns us that was announced about Star Wars is the upcoming downloadable content for Outlaws. That's right, Ubisoft has set the date for May 15th, the day when you can purchase this new storyline of the video game. This downloadable content costs $15. To play it, you must finish it. the main campaign of Star Wars Outlaws, and in addition to this downloadable content on May 15th, Outlaws will be updated and they will also add free content and some balance updates. And the typical thing about video games. Wanting to try Star Wars Outlaws without buying it first is quite logical if you're unsure about the purchase. I tell you that they just added a 3-hour demo of the video game on Xbox Series, on Play 5 and on PC. On PC, it's only available through the Ubisoft Store launcher. So you can play Star Wars Outlaws for a full 3 hours to see how the game is, to test it and so on. Whenever you want, search for it as Star Wars Outlaws demo on consoles and it will come up. Another Ubisoft video game that is free to play this weekend is Skulls and Bones. The Skull and Bones because they added a demo for you to play as much as you want. This weekend until April 21st. To try it, look for it on PlayStation 5 or Xbox, like Skull and Bones, and the free version will come up, or you can also look for it on the Ubisoft launcher. Ubisoft announced that Assassin's Creed Odyssey has already sold 40 million copies. They did the same with Assassin's Creed Origins, which also reached that impressive figure. However, for Assassin's Creed Jaws, it seems they stopped counting the millions because it's been a while since they told us how those sales are going. They supposedly reached 4 million or something like that. And speaking of Ubisoft, we have to talk about what would supposedly be Ubisoft's new online multiplayer project. It's just a rumor for now, but I think it's worth mentioning. Because it seems that Ubisoft wasn't satisfied with X-Defiant and the reality check they got with their last big multiplayer. And at least that's what they're saying from the media outlet Insider Gaming, where they tell us that, according to them and a very close, trusted source, Ubisoft has been working for at least 2 years on a new Battle Royale style Apex Legends, with the intention of capturing the audience that Apex left behind, which recently has been losing people. I find it hard to believe that Ubisoft could be so foolish as to try to make a Battle Royale. I trust the Insider Gaming medium. It seems to me a quite respectable, quite accurate medium, but I find it hard to believe that Ubisoft is so foolish. We already know they are foolish, but to this extent? As to want to make a Battle Royale at a time when Battle Royales are systematically losing people, because people are no longer as interested. Fortnite broke records again. Yes, Fortnite broke records again, but while Fortnite is there breaking all its records, all the other Battle Royales are systematically losing people. I'm not saying they don't work anymore, but they're losing people. Now is not the time to launch a Battle Royale, now or ever. I truly believe in what Nintendo means to the industry. So we're going to keep supporting them, and we're going to get their support for our franchises, because I think it's an important part of our future. Commented the big boss of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, in a recent podcast, confirming that Microsoft is going to do the same thing it's doing with PlayStation. Publish their video games and try to sell them to as many people as possible. It's good news for Nintendo and probably also good news for Xbox franchises. Spencer also confirmed that Xbox plans to continue expanding its video game franchises to the small and big screen in the future. We learned a great deal from creating both Halo and Fallout. What I would tell our community is that if they like this work, they're going to see more. Because we're gaining confidence and we're learning from all of this, Phil Spencer commented on the matter. From video game adaptations to cinema and television, what is Microsoft doing? Right now, Microsoft is swimming in money after the box office collection of the Minecraft movie. And they are surely very excited to continue making those incredible amounts of money. How long until Microsoft tries to buy a television studio? Because you know how Microsoft is, right? They say to buy whatever is available that makes money. Well, Spencer confirms it. We're going to keep having film and television adaptations of Xbox games. All right, okay, got it. Halo stumbled initially, but found success on Netflix. Fallout and Minecraft adaptations were well received. In fact, Warner has already confirmed intentions to make the second Minecraft movie. Parenthesis, because the other day they mentioned to me that Minecraft is from Microsoft. Why is Warner making the movie? Because Microsoft doesn't have television studios? Basically not yet. Speaking of unnecessary adaptations that nobody asked for, it's rumored that they're making a live action of Akira, so get ready for them to ruin this epic anime. On the other hand, and speaking of Warner, there's a rumor that says For now, it's not confirmed that Warner would be trying to develop a live-action movie of Dead Space. And Amazon is making a prequel live-action series of Pacific Rim. And this is not cinema, but it's not far from it. This is gameplay of what would be the new Battlefield, the one that would be released this year. And what you're seeing before you maybe start to criticize it or look at it with a very fine eye, it's an alpha, so take it for what it is, a game that is still in development. We got a glimpse of the massive destruction that Battlefield 6 will bring, and it's absolute madness. It seems that environmental destruction is going to be another strategy, another part of the game. And they are taking it quite seriously because what they showed looks very tough. For now, we don't have a date for Battlefield 6, far from it, but we hope, as I was saying, that it will finally be released this year. On Play 5, Xbox Series, and PC, Spine is one of those video game proposals that catch your attention. Because they come to be what games like Sifu came to be at its time. That is, bringing the action from movies or television to video games. This title, announced 2 years ago, is still in development and has been missing for a while. But as it reappeared with this new trailer and also with some other interesting news, I bring it up. This game puts us in the shoes of Redline, a rebellious street artist who, after receiving a cybernetic implant called Spine, gains exceptional combat skills and weapon handling. And is she going to use all this martial violence to recover her brother kidnapped by a criminal organization? Anyway, what you're seeing, pure kicks, face shots, and other interesting things that have just been confirmed. Also for Nintendo Switch 2. When I know the date of this video game, I will tell you because I am very excited about it. Speaking of Sifu, I tell you that if you are interested in playing Sifu on PC, or if you hadn't played it at the time, or you want to buy it, or whatever, right now Sifu is very cheap on Eneba. For the Latin America region, you can get Sifu for PC for $6, and for the global region, you can get it for $9. Incredible prices for a truly great game. Even in the TAM, the Deluxe Edition with all the content is $10. Go down to the bottom of our videos where it says Games on Sale at Eneba and click there. And in the search bar type Sifu, and that's it. All the offers for this game that you find on Eneba will come up. Remember that when you open an offer, what you have to do is go down to the bottom, where you will find the best prices. We have new gameplay and some interesting news about Federal Bureau of Control Firebreak, the new video game from Remedy. And it is that from the studio, they confirmed that the following week, on the 24th of April, we are going to have a very special live, where they are going to present more of their game. More mechanics and above all, more gameplay. Remember that this title is a paid online multiplayer player versus environment, but it will be available day one on PlayStation Plus and also on Game Pass when it comes out. Speaking of dates, we have confirmed the arrival of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on PlayStation 5 for May 6th. A pretty good arrival, with cross-play between PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC, keyboard and mouse support on PlayStation 5, and DualSense controller support. The game launches on PlayStation with all the original campaigns and previous expansions, plus the new Three Kingdoms expansion, which is the Chinese expansion. Unbeatable, or however it's pronounced, is one of those strange games that you never quite understand who it's aimed at. But that nonetheless, we see are constantly being published. This title is essentially a rhythm combat game with an anime aesthetic. In the game, you control Beat, a young, rebellious, sarcastic, and charismatic girl who leads a rock band. In a world where music is forbidden and illegal, just like Bad Bunny's music should be forbidden and illegal. And it's a game that is essentially played by carrying out conversations, character development, and rhythmic combat. Well, it's pretty weird, but its developer has some fame and we don't see rhythmic games every day, so I take the opportunity to mention it. The notable news is that we have a demo on Play 5 and on PC through Steam, so if you more or less want to find out what it's about, try the demo. On the 15th of May, Take-Two Interactive, the parent company of Rockstar Games, is going to hold a quarterly financial results conference. This happens, as its name rightly says, every quarter, but on this occasion we are in a very particular moment. Because we are already in times and date for a final release date for GTA 6 to be set. And also to define the price at which the video game is going to be sold. And you know that in these conferences of earnings, income, expenses, planning, and all that, businessmen put their growth projections and other things on the table so other businessmen can see their potential earnings. Well, it is very likely and speculated that we may get to know either the price or at least a more limited release margin for the video game. It is very likely that in this new meeting of Take-Two Interactive, they will bring up the topic of GTA 6 because it's already upon us. And you've already seen that in these meetings, something always leaks, something is always revealed. So maybe we can know at least if they talk about earnings and growth projections. When do they plan to finally release the game, and how much could it end up costing? Maybe we have some clues there.
Perhaps you shared this news just to include GTA 6 in the title, attracting more views?
I would never ever do that. Are we closely following the development of Grand Theft Auto 6? So, if you're interested in the topic, then subscribe to the channel. If you're not interested, also subscribe to the channel. Either way, it doesn't matter what you subscribe to, YouTube shows you the videos if you want, and if you don't want, it doesn't. Friends, I hope you had fun, had a good time, and have been excellent company in these last 20-something minutes. If you enjoy our content, please share it with friends on Twitter or Facebook. Your support is appreciated. Somewhere, it always adds up. Have a great weekend, rest a lot, play, have fun, and see you on Monday to continue talking about games. Here, I leave you 2 more videos in case you're still in the bathroom and you have to keep watching something to pass the time. Do you see either of these 2? Or are you having lunch or coming back from work? Have a good weekend. Bye.